Hello, Internet! Today I come to you with some very grave news. You see, after analyzing all the currently released Sonic Frontiers music, cutscenes, and vibes, I have the unfortunate duty of telling you that Sonic the Hedgehog will die in Sonic Frontiers, and I have evidence to back this up. First off, though, one thing I'd like to get off my chest. Back when this game was first shown off to us, I didn't think it was gonna be good. Much like a lot of other people, we saw some problems with the footage, but I have to say, I've come around on this game, and now I am very excited to play it, which means it will hurt even more when I'm wrong. Seriously, I don't know if they fired whoever was doing the marketing back when the IGN stuff was being showed off, but kudos on turning that whole thing around. That was like a huge glow-up. But you know how this works. As the monkey's paw curls, it does not care for the living. And if I were to use that monkey's paw one last time, I might say, hey, maybe click the card at the top of the screen right there and watch my full Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit playthrough. I know it's pretty long, but if you could subscribe and just leave that video on in the background, it would help me immensely. But let's get back to our soon-to-be deceased friend, by first taking a look at the music of Sonic Frontiers. This is where I first noticed a pattern forming. Released first, Vandalized by One OK Rock is the ending theme of Sonic Frontiers, and I'd play it for you here, but there's copyright to worry about for now, and also I've looped it so many times that I've lost the ability to perceive it myself. Instead, let me draw your eyes to a few lyrics that you might find interesting. Said you'd keep me safe, now you're tearing me down. Am I laid to waste, now that you're not around? Interesting. This line seems to give the vibes that someone is missing or lost to an extent that would drastically impact the subject of the song. Fight the pain away, my bed is in ruins, need you in my veins, don't know how you do it. Again, it seems like someone is longing for another person to be there when they are not. And overall, this entire song as an ending tune doesn't really evoke much happy imagery. I'm sure you can agree with that. Now let's flip the coin and talk about the Sonic Frontiers opening song, I'm Here, which, fun fact, I don't like even a little bit. This song also has that very strange somber vibe right off the bat, and it's even a little mysterious. Included are talk of spirits singing, and spirits are the thing you turn into once you die. Coincidence? Leave the life you knew before. Another path I must now walk on. With my life I fight this fear. In my hands I hold the ones I love. Holding those close to you because of some strong emotional event, perhaps. No doubt, a death. And I'd like to emphasize that the singer is using their life to fight fear as well, so the stakes are obviously very high. But that's all I have to talk about for this one, because it doesn't have a lot to offer, and I still don't like it. Now, this next song doesn't even lead itself to theory, because it just says exactly what it means. YouTube user Beatz has been uploading footage of this game like crazy lately, and a few videos on his channel show Sky Sanctuary Zone's new theme, a song that has lyrics. While Going Into the Light might reference the fight between light and dark, I think it's much more widely recognized for being related to death. Going into the light at the end of the tunnel, a whole new frontier. That's all I've got for music for now, but be on the lookout for more allusions to death in the coming teaser trailers. Now, the plot, of course, could have some hints for us if we look close enough. Things really seem strange for Sonic, existing in this entirely new place with little idea as to how he got there or what his purpose is. He finds himself lost on Kronos Island. For those who don't know, Kronos is a figure in Greek mythology, a titan seen as the god of time, but also a very malicious deity. In an effort to stop his children from overthrowing him, he just ate them until his wife Rhea managed to hide their latest child, Zeus, who would then grow up to defeat and free his brothers and sisters from their father Kronos. But this is the really important part, so if you haven't listened to a thing that I've said today, listen to this. And perhaps the part where I said to go check out that video on my second channel. Kronos is cast into the pit of Tartarus by Zeus after he is split into a million little pieces so he could not possibly have any form of escape. Sort of like how we see Sonic's memories of his friends spread all over this Kronos Island. And I'm still not done, because eventually Zeus was like, alright Kronos, timeout's over. and he went and put him over on these other islands called the Elysian Islands, who he then became the king of. But you want to know what those islands are for? If you guessed, they are the ultimate resting place for those with pure hearts and heroic minds. I have no idea how you guessed that unless you're a Greek mythologist. Either way, welcome to Kronos Island, you dead rat! There's also the interesting tidbit that Sonic is blindly trusting a mysterious voice he's never heard, possibly a deity helping him through the stages of grief. But it's important to note that he is still doing his usual run around, defeat giant robots, collect chaos emeralds, rescuing friends shtick. And that brings into question what the afterlife really is, because often legends say that sometimes after death you will find yourself doing exactly as you did in life. And I don't know about you guys, but all of those things I just mentioned, that's pretty much all Sonic ever does, so why would he stop doing that in death? Seeing as Sonic's friends mean so much to him, it also makes sense that in this afterlife delirium he would see them scattered amongst these new places that he's exploring as his brain struggles to come to terms with what's happened. We also have the reappearance of stages we've seen previously: Green Hill, Chemical Plant, Sky Sanctuary, and for those eagle-eyed enough to spot this, the level layouts for some of these stages are taken directly from older games. Well, complain no longer, friends, because clearly this is done to fit in with the dead Sonic storyline, as all of the places he's entering through cyberspace are actually just his life being replayed before his eyes. You might ask, though, why do some of the stages have new segments of level design in them then? That is because I believe Sonic's memory is slowly fading from him as well, and that is part of the reason he's chasing down his friends' memories, because he's still trying to hold on to everything that he had before he passed. And he also just could have not very good memory. Maybe he has inserted some things into old places that aren't supposed to be there. His mind is fading after all, so, you know, can't really blame him. So yeah, that's why they're reusing level design, and there's no other reason. Now this one might be a little bit more of a reach for some of you, but we have footage of Sonic slowly succumbing to this weird red glitch energy traveling up his arm. And in my mind, this must be showing his condition far later into the game, where the reality of his situation is starting to kick in. Therefore, his body starts to fail him, as it did in life. Or death. And this is where I hit a little bit of a brick wall, because the question of who Sage was supposed to be kept popping into my mind. At first I was thinking perhaps Sonic Team was going for a bit of like an Angel of Death kind of character. This character is supposed to meet Sonic in the underworld and take him through everything, but they're in opposition because Sonic doesn't want to be dead. This is kind of like that scene in Adam Sandler's Click, where Christopher Walken is the Angel of Death. But then I thought, hey, that might be a little too out there. So I thought back to my earlier points, and I think that Sage is actually Kronos. Knowing now that Kronos watches over these Elysian Islands for the heroic and brave and pure-hearted, why would Sage/Kronos be trying to reject Sonic from being on the Starfall Islands? Well, dear viewer, I believe it's because Sage has deemed that no character in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise is actually worthy of having a good afterlife. Therefore, would try to remove Sonic for polluting her space. Not saying Sage is correct in doing this, but I don't know if Sonic would really want to chill out in the afterlife anyway. I think he kinda wants to keep running around, so therefore, he does. In conclusion, Sonic is going to die, or Sonic will simply be lost to his friends in some substantial way, which in turn would kick off an interesting new arc for these games, if it were to happen. Hopefully this gives these other characters something to do instead of sitting around while the world is taken over again. So yeah, what do you think about this theory? Of course, it's just a theory, so don't take it too seriously, but please let me know down in the comments, and also, once the game releases, make sure to come back here and tell me how right I was. Hey guys, this entire video is a shitpost parody of theory videos, and I don't believe this for even 1 second, but I wanted to see if I presented a list of oddly convincing references to official material that people would like somehow take it seriously, and since most people don't watch till the end of the video, I assume most of the comments will be like, "This is stupid," or "He's not gonna die." Call it a social experiment. And if you'd like to participate, please leave some comments pretending to agree with this. I think it would be really funny. Honestly, this was really just a dumb idea I had. I wanted to see if it worked. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell, follow my Twitter, and join the Discord to keep up with more Sonic and other things that aren't Sonic, because I do a lot of things. I'd also like to give a huge thank you to my current channel supporters who are Brady Hilkemeyer, Mimic, Noah Wizbios, Minty, Dark Mist 325, Scratch Attack 64, The Talented Animator, Danny Lee Dauber, Dax, Ty Little Tech Guy, J. Remy, Crystal, Chaos, Dork in a Hat, Mega Traffic Cone, and on Patreon we have Bingus the Funny Twitter Boy, Noah Wizbios again, and John the Real Wawaluigi. Also, huge shout out to the people supporting in the $1 tiers. I appreciate every single one of you, and if you would like to become a channel supporter yourself, please click the join button below the video and find out about all the stuff that happens. Thank you all so much, and I will see you next time, hopefully.